Hello guys, I'm Duffer and welcome back to yet another Star Citizen video, and today I'm going to be reviewing and touring the Retaliator Bomber in 3.19.1. This ship itself is made by Aegis and is focused as a heavy bomber. It does not come with any available cargo space at the moment, but it is not made for this and instead comes with a lot of size 9 torpedoes. It is basically like the big brother of the Eclipse, as it comes with double the amount of torps. This is 6 in total, which can one-shot basically anything if you use it correctly, even a hammerhead, and that's a strong target. This ship has a beautiful design and comes with a working VTOL feature, which I will show in the circle. It has a well-designed interior and you can be solo or play it with your friends because of the turrets and the beds inside. It's quite big compared to what I thought it would be, and it's still very manoeuvrable, so it's definitely a good choice for any pilots who want to get into doing bigger bounties, like a high-risk target hammerhead. I'm going to split this ship into 5 sections. This includes 2 floors, as you might be able to see, but up in the top left box is a separate floor. This ship also has 4 entrances. This includes 2 main elevators for gravity use and 2 airlocks. So starting off with a ship tour of a Retaliator, and we could enter through either 2 entrances, the left elevator just up here, and the right elevator, which I will choose. They both lead up to exactly the same place, so it doesn't really matter which one you go to, but I choose this one. Going up into this room, it's kind of a main junction centre where you can access every single hallway nearly on the ship. Just in front of us here, we have access to the bottom airlock. This can be great if you want to quickly exit through gravity use or even zero-G environment to quickly get out without anyone being able to get back into your ship. And just above us we have access to the top airlock. This can be used to enter the ship through non-gravity use. Now moving on from here, you could enter any way of the ship, but I'm going to choose to just quickly go through here. We have access to the main torpedo holding room. This can hold 4 of the 6 torpedoes. And as you can see, it's a very nice view here. Just don't stand here when someone's in the pilot seat, as if they activate the torpedoes, then you fall straight through the trapdoor. Not a very fun experience. But moving on from here, and just to the right side we have access to the toiletries. These don't currently do anything, but we have access to 4 lockers, a toilet, and over here a shower. Moving on from this room, out of this door. And just to the left side over here we have access to a hallway, which has a nice glass view for torpedoes. Moving on into here, it's section B of the ship, and we have access to the cockpit, captain quarters, and crew quarters. Going on towards the captain's quarters, we enter through a little sub room and into the captain's quarters. We have a bed which you can log out on, which is a nice feature, but that is it for this room as there's no secret features and it's kind of just plain and boring at the moment. But moving out of here, through this room again, and to the right of us here we have access to our first turret. This gives you access to the bottom turret. Moving on just in front of this turret we have access to the pilot's seat. Going into here, and might be able to see we have access to 9 screens. A whopping 9 screens, yes, there is absolutely loads. 6 down the bottom and 3 at the top. And this also has 3 buttons available. To power off the ship, to turn the engines on and off, and to open and unlock the exterior. The visibility of the pilot's seat is quite nice. We can see all to the left of us, all in front of us, and all to the right of us. There is no visibility down the bottom or directly above us either, but we can kind of see behind us, which is quite nice. So overall it's not bad visibility and you can definitely see your targets you're trying to fight. But that's it for the pilot's seat. Very nice pilot seat. Sometimes you'll get caught in that little bit of air, but you just got to kind of crawl and wiggle your way around it. Moving out of here though and going into the upper deck, this is the 2nd floor and the crew deck. Behind us we have a nice view to the outside, and here we have access to the top turret. This is nice and is probably the main turret people use, and it's just outside the crew quarters. To the left and to the right here we have access to weapon racks, it's 12 in total. This is nice and is just outside the crew quarters. Here we have access to 6 beds, and these kind of close up when you go inside of them. They're pretty cool, the features, and we have some nice glass views above us. As you can see there. Moving out of this room, down the ladder, and that concludes it for A and B of the ship. Moving on towards the rear of the ship, here, we can take left or right. I'll choose the right door. There is a bug with this ship where you can see the door there and it phases through the wall. But I don't know when they're going to fix this. You have a long corridor down here, and just to the left we have the engineering room. Here's the engineering station. And to the right side here we can view the secondary torpedo room B. This holds 2 torpedoes and it's quite nice, you can view it. Just moving on to the left of this. Just down this hallway, another glass view to the torpedoes. You can see over to the other side too, it's pretty neat. Down here and just to the left we have access to the left top turret. Honestly, this thing has loads of turrets, and it's astonishing really how many you really need in a bomber. This takes us to the very back turret, and it's the bottom one. Going through this hallway again, and it's identical on the other side. Up and left, and we have access to another top turret. This thing has an absolutely amazing amount of turrets, and the torpedoes will deal absolutely loads of damage. It's like an absolute tank. But this concludes it for a ship tour. So starting off with the weapons and manoeuvrability, and this ship comes with a whopping 6 size 9 Argos 9 cross-section missiles. These work by, depending on how big the ship is depending on how good the lock will be. So if you're fighting a hammerhead it will have an easier time locking onto it than let's say a Cutlass Black. But these are great and one-shot literally anything you face. They're great for bounties and everything, so they're great choice. It's a great ship if you want to do fighting and bounties. It also comes with 5 manned turrets. 3 of these have Panther laser repeaters on, and 2 of them have Badger laser repeaters on. I don't quite know why they mixed it up there, but the Badgers are worse than the Panthers, so try to just go for Panther laser repeater ones. You can change these out there if you wanted to, but there's loads, so I doubt that you're going to be able to use them all. Now moving on to the manoeuvrability of this ship. And to start off with, you aren't going to be manoeuvring very much, you're just going to go straight in at the target and then out, so in a dead straight line really. But if you did want to manoeuvre, it's not too bad at manoeuvring, it's nothing to rely on though, and you probably won't outturn most things. It's got a great VTOL feature to help with manoeuvring under gravity use, but don't rely on this, and just try to rely on its speed and just quantum drive away. Other than that though, it's not too bad. So now it's time to move on to the ship upgrades you could make. And starting off with the pilot controlled missiles. Now you start off with 6 Argos 9 missiles. These are size 9 and a cross section. I would first of all, while you're doing bounties like low risk targets and very low risk targets, change them out to the Typhoon 9 missiles. This is because low risk targets have a very low cross section, which is what the Argos 9 missiles go off of, but they have a higher infrared signal, which means that you have an easier time locking onto and targeting with a Typhoon 9 than an Argos 9. But as soon as you move on to bigger targets and change back to the cross section missiles, as they'll have an easier time than infrared missiles. That's it for the missiles. Moving down to the shields, and you could change out the 2 full stop shields to 2 7MA Lorcia shields, but you honestly get quite good shields to start off with, so I wouldn't. You could change out the power plant to a Genoa, 2 Genoas. Change out the coolers to 2 snowpacks. You could change out the quantum drive to an XL1, but you get quite a good one stock, so I don't know if I would need to do this if I was you. Now that's it for the ship upgrades. So now it's time to move on to the price and the overview of this ship, and starting off, it is not currently available in the starter package, but when it is available as a standalone ship, which it is in events, it will be $275 or £217.39 subsequently. Other than that, you could buy this ship in-game for 4,031,700 AUEC, which is a nice amount of AUEC to pay when you take into account this ship can one-shot anything in the game and is like a steel cannon when it comes to killing abilities. It has 5 turrets, which is great for your friends, even though you shouldn't get close enough to have to use the turrets normally. You would definitely have to get used to using the missiles and when and how to fire them, but once you get them to work they are great and will definitely be a delight to use. So in conclusion, I would give this ship a buy for in real life and in-game AUEC, as it's quite a reasonable price in-game at least for what you get, allowing you to breeze through high-risk targets and high-risk threat beacons, and I've just had a really delight trying to use it. But that concludes it for this video, and thanks for all the support guys. Be sure to like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and I hope to see you in the next one. Duffer out.